Alright, so yeah, sleeping is fun. I wake up a lot and think and do stuff. So, like, alright, I got a little bit of input from other people, but some Nassim, Nashaim, whatever guy talking about tetrahedrons. Yeah, everything's tetrahedrons, guy. Remember this? Okay. Heart of Stone. Yeah, they're Masons, guy. So, my buddy looked at my model and he broke it down into, like, I guess dots and lines with, what is that? Like shish kebab sticks. And he constructed a tetrahedron model of the cell because he needed to see tetrahedrons. Okay, when he went to school, he had a teacher that said everything is tetrahedrons. Okay, probably a Mason. No shit. Now, this Nassim guy tells us that, like, if you stack a bunch of tetrahedrons, you actually find in the dead space octahedrons. And then in the dead space of the octahedrons, you find inverted tetrahedrons once again. Now, these are all just sacred geometry. This has all been done. This is just vortex math. Torus, like what we're talking about here is like Da Vinci's man. It's all synchronistic to the same crap. Okay. Now, why hasn't anyone really been able to harness this and yada yada yada? Okay, you make a torus all you want out of like wires and magnets, and you know what? Since I don't believe in batteries, to like I make a free energy device because batteries, whatever. Like, okay, we can power this many LEDs one way, and then when we go through the torus, we can power a lot more LEDs using the same battery. Okay, you're still using a battery, guy. Okay, there has to be a better way, a more efficient way, or a way of taking out that battery from the equation. Now, I think the battery is, again, magnet insulator, coil, antenna, a whole bunch in series, and some kind of Escher snowflake configuration. Anyways, the positive negatives or the wire coming off the magnet and the water coming off of all the antennae could be combined in series to give you whatever the juice you need to power, give charge to something, give voltage to something. Now, thinking out loud a lot lately. Okay, Tesla. Okay, yeah, Tesla. Remember him? Hey, look, a plus and an X. Now I'm fucking shocked right now. This is vortex math between 3, 6, and 9, -3, -6, 9, alternating, creating your infinite loop, mathematical torus, vortex-based math, blah, 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 whatever. It's getting complicated, you know what I'm saying? So, fine. Like, I get it. All this shit exists. But I still haven't seen a practical application of it, okay? I don't give a shit if you take a 12-volt battery and instead of powering a few LEDs, you can power a lot of LEDs. That's still pretty insignificant next to the power of a fridge. Yeah. Yeah, the force. Okay, LEDs are great. I mean, damn. If you want illumination, go right ahead. But to talk about like space travel and curing diseases and unlimited agriculture, it's a little bit of a stretch, I'd say, you know? It's all about what I believe to be the signs and symbols that are in everyday everything that you need to decode, which is like, let's say the Eye of Sauron, you got countless other movies demonstrating the same shit. 42 is an octahedron. Okay, I get that. Tetrahedrons are the building blocks. That's what the swastika is. Okay, the swastika, my math, my matrix, the 9 by 9, the 81 cells make like pretty much a swastika. Now, what happens when you take your, you know, so you're going like this, down. What if you go from the center and you go out to here, you're making triangles. And if you put a line through the triangle, you're making tetrahedrons. Top and bottom, you know, triangle-based pyramids. I covered this. I covered this in my book. I talked about, I don't know, the 7-year tribulation, 3.5 years, 3.5 years. Giant swastika, making a 33-dimensional cell based on understanding that a swastika becomes 4 top and bottom like triangle-based pyramids. Yada yada yada. So like again, the guy that made that statue really, what he does for a living, he moves stuff. Okay, I used to do for a living, Mr. Robot. Okay, like I used to have that job. I used to be a network troubleshooter, to look for the bugs in the software or the hardware and bring it up to design to have it fixed or whatever. Or hide the fact that it's broken, okay? Basically told that company to go fuck themselves when I went to the patent office with my idea for cellular energy and got reported to HR. And I couldn't live myself going to work every day where I was reported to HR for being smart. So, like, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I basically said, go fuck yourself, and I quit my job after 11 years. Now, that was probably not a very smart thing to do, but you know what? Yeah, the stress and that, like, go fuck yourself mentality of going to work every day was kind of hard to live with, in my opinion. So, anyway. Um, Faraday motor, vortex math, toruses. I mean, the torus is just like the ring magnets on the wheels rotating. When it's rotating, I think you're getting that same type of field without doing the physical creation of a torus using wires and shit. Okay? I'm not saying it's not relevant. I'm not saying that it's benign and debunked. I'm just saying that it's not the answer. I don't think you're gonna make a fucking torus and be able to power a refrigerator. Okay? Just, or a water tank to heat water. I think that takes a significant amount of juice. Especially the big water tanks, they're on like 220 volt. So, bear with me on this. So, again, I do think my cellular energy model based on the story of creation in Genesis 1 is more correct and so different than anything else I've ever seen out there that it just might be crazy enough to be correct. Like in Frankenstein, we have one crazy person and 3 sane people as witnesses. And what do? They take electricity from, like, whatever, eels in one movie. They take electricity from a storm and lightning in another movie to reanimate this cell, this Frankenstein monster creation. Yeah, they don't want us to reanimate shit, guy. So, yeah, no, that's the challenge, basically. If you need to incorporate the voltage into the cellular model of creation as that spark. I mean, spark gaps. I don't know where a spark gap comes into the story of creation either, or a Hall effect sensor. I don't see it. It doesn't have to keep it simple, stupid. So, like, if you take that voltage with very, very, very minimal current and apply it to the model with whatever materials are needed, I'm thinking you can create rotation, perpetual motion, amplified via the solenoids, get the thing spinning. We all know the rest. Okay, so 3-phase energy, 4 quadrants per phase, and vertices. Okay, like I'm saying, the magnets on the vertices are smaller. They are going to have less charge. If I went to a store to buy magnets, I'd probably buy the most powerful magnets in different sizes, meaning that the magnetic field strength of the magnets in the equation and the amount of turns and the diameter of the wire, yada yada yada, you're still going to have the same strength of magnets. So it does make sense that if you have 3 wheels that are bigger, maybe they could produce the same, or if not approximately the same as 5 wheels that are smaller. I don't know, maybe let's say you divide the 220 and the 120 volt circuit. Right? Spitballing. So, I just wanted to share that. Okay, I understand tetrahedrons, I understand 42 and the octahedrons and the answer to everything. I understand the swastika, I understand the plus and the X, I understand Genesis 1, I understand the cellular mathematics, which I haven't seen anyone ever do. So, like, it's not hard to read the story of creation and to follow my videos and to see how I explain the numbers and how I create the matrix. It's interpreting the matrix to understand, I don't know, how to make the petals of the flower on the left-hand side rotate. Okay, so your poppy, okay, it's a free energy wheel. Okay, these are too synchronistic to be omitted. They are not congruent with what has already been presented by these mathematicians, these physicists, these very smart people who have tried really hard, really long, and have really good computer animation skills, which I do not. Yeah, it's like the Blair Witch Project or of mathematics. I'm physics, energy, I don't know. Okay, so I'm sorry about all the crap, you know. Kitty's asleep, so I guess my videos have no, like, humor right now. The dog is now not sleeping on my back, which was surprisingly okay and comfortable. But, like, seriously, guys, I'm just trying to how to like basically reverse engineer the Faraday motor with the magnetic motor, maybe to make a magnetic flywheel, maybe a charge like Frankenstein is needed. Positive and negative charge. Some voltage. You need to you need that spark gap. You need that spark of life. You need that spark of energy. You need the like it's collection of energy, okay? I will never even try to build one of these things if I think I need a battery anywhere in the system. That's where I'm different than anyone else, I guess. Probably different than anyone else in a lot of ways, but because I give no fucks. But yeah, it's just a number. Oh, and the gematria, it feels like there's a connection or resonance between when you're trying to speak in truth and when you create. Okay, because you're a creator, and I'm a creator. We're all creators. No one is more right than anyone else. Okay? All of these people were needed to create the reality, which is the now. Okay? So learn from it, move on, is what I have to say. I appreciate the help with the Tibbetts information, but I think it's getting me a little astray. Okay? Maybe not. I don't know. So, I'd like to talk to that guy, the Nazareth guy. I don't know. Whatever. Vortex Math Computer Model guy. I'd love to talk to that guy. Why not? Show him the Matrix. Luminaries. No, don't talk to me about space. And how space is expanding and how we're going to travel in space, guy. Space is very finite when you're in a closed system model of a cell until you get to the singularity. And once you get to the singularity, who knows? Maybe you take a one-dimensional line somewhere else. To another light in the sky. Anyway, about this whole consciousness thing, like I was watching K-Pax and apparently at the end, the twist at the end is that the guy was actually a normal dude human that went through a very traumatic experience where his family died. And then he, I guess, killed himself by walking into the water, going down the rapids or whatever. But I don't think he died. Maybe what happened was that, like he said, he had 5 years. The dates he gives in K-Pax, he's there for 5 years. That's why the doctor's going apeshit crazy about this date that he's returning to K-Pax. It's because I think the soul that was in his flesh was only there for a short term. From Lyra. Well, I don't talk about Lyra at all, but anyway. I know it's important for some reason. It's where cats come from, probably. Fucking cats. So anyways, you're on a soul journey. I don't know if you can pop in and pop out of a flesh vessel for a set amount of time. Again, that's fiction of movies, but it kind of shows you that there is a soul journey, and when he was around, he enriched the lives of others, the other creators, and brought hope. That's all I'm trying to do here. So bring a little bit of sane to this insane world. I'll stop there. To conclude, I just watched a video kind of on like TEDx, TED Talks and TED Madness, and this is the picture they had claiming that because of thermodynamics, perpetual motion machines are not viable. They have a yin and yang with a plus and an X. Cock suckers. Gonna figure this out, guys. Don't worry. Cheers.